I suppose diet if you're trying to watch your calories, but I guess it depends on your overall diet.
I don't drink pop.
I don't drink either. I don't drink pop.
Never have, never will.
I think that it depends. If you're trying to lose weight, yes, maybe Diet Coke is okay, but only in moderation.
Neither.
Neither.
It's unhealthy for you.
Regular.
Diet.
I would say no soda because I don't drink soda.
Diet is not as good as regular because of the chemicals that are in the artificial sweetener.
Regular.
It has no nutritional value.
Because of the fake sweeteners they use, I don't think they're good for you.
Because anything with diet in it, I assume, means that it's healthier.
Oh, well, that was interesting. Some people said regular soda's better. Some people said diet soda's better. I was delighted to hear that some people, I would never drink soda, you know. But what's the myth, Joe?
The myth is that diet soda is a healthy alternative to regular soda. And, you know, as I've been doing this now for so many years, several years ago, people would say to me, and I'm going to just bring about a graduation of knowledge to people and how that much they've grown already, is they would say to me, you know, Joe, I'm going to McDonald's and I know I shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff, at least, you know, super frequently or eating a fast food. But when I do, you know, I do get diet soda.
Right.
Diet soda,
I get diet soda, and that somehow puts out the fire.
Yeah.
The myth surely is that if you are, is that diet soda is not in fact better than regular soda. Aspartame, the artificial sweetener, we'll just take a quick history lesson in artificial sweeteners. I remember growing up, I believe saccharin was first.
Yeah.
And when saccharin came on board.
Saccharin because he was diabetic.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're diabetic, you know, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. But in a normal course of things, when saccharin came on board, I remember my parents were elated. And our family doctor, who was our uncle, told us saccharin's the way to go. So we had saccharin. We also had margarine. That's a conversation for another time.
Exactly. Margarine instead of butter.
I think we still have a tub of it, and it hasn't changed its appearance in 30 years. But so saccharin came on board, and they said, oh, wait a minute, it's killing rats. Let's pull it off the market. So they pull it off the market. Then they come out with cyclamates. You remember cyclamates?
I don't remember those.
Cyclamates was a big deal, and it came out in a particular soft drink that just sold off the charts, and my parents used to buy it by the case.
I remember.
And they said, thank God we have cyclamates now because saccharin was killing us, and then they came out and said, looks like cyclamates are killing rats. Let's pull it off the market. So on the scene comes aspartame in the 80s. And aspartame actually shows to increase your insulin response very similar to sugar, especially in the sense that it creates a craving. If you've ever noticed something about a lot of people who drink diet soda, they don't drink just 1 or 2 a day. Many of them drink 5, 6, 7, 8 a day. I know people that drink.
Are these big, you know, big gulp things?
Yeah, well, you could swim in some of those things you get at some of these
know.
fast food places. These big gulps, you could use it for a bathtub later. These things are so big.
So you're suggesting that you can become addicted? That it
Oh, no
it has
question.
Addictive.
There's no question that it's
capabilities.
addictive. Yeah, it's not even a suggestion. It's an absolute fact.
Well, you know, one reason that aspartame has been so popular is it does taste better.
It tastes good,
better
and a little
than-
bit sweetens a whole bunch. It's very economical. The profit margins on these food companies on this are huge. And we go back to, again, always going back to common sense. What was God's design? And I just ask you guys this question. It's not really rhetorical. I mean, let's answer it. Does pulling through a drive-through window and leaving with a container of soda that's this big, does that seem like common sense? Does that seem like what God intended us to have for fluids in our body?
Soda or diet soda, either one.
But even if you
Doesn't
did,
make sense.
if you had 8 ounces of regular soda, which I would recommend over diet soda, and you had that once, twice a month, Balanced Health says that won't kill you.
Well, 8
If
ounces.
that's a little treat. Well, even if you had to.
But wait.
You know where I'm
but
going.
see, 8 ounces, see, that's a key for me because every once in a while when I'm out and I have to go through a drive-through, I will get regular Coke. But I get lots of ice, and I tell them extra ice. Or if I'm at the little thing where I get my own soda, I get lots of ice. And you say, well, oh, you're wasting money. Yeah, but I'm not ingesting that much soda either. You know, just moderation is the key.
I mean, there's about 38 grams of sugar in 12 ounces of soda.
Wow.
Okay. What most people don't realize is that in your commercial brand yogurt, there's also about 35 grams of sugar. But high fructose corn syrup, which is what you use, is not a natural form of sugar. So it even has, it's concentrated. So what winds up happening is when you take that stuff in, your blood glucose just goes through the roof. It is then your pancreas's job to produce insulin to match that glucose level so you basically don't go into a catatonic state.
Oh my goodness.
And this is why we're talking about moderation. Here's how this point gets driven home. When you're doing this over and over and over and over and over, your pancreas wears out. That's why adult onset diabetes is so prevalent. And I guess we have a couple fewer questions here regarding
Yeah,
Soda
yeah,
pop.
but you were very surprised. And you've kind of been on a weight loss diet
Yeah.
recently, and you were surprised when I told you that that it was a myth that diet soda is worse than regular soda.
Yeah, I think it sounds to me like you're talking about maybe the lesser of two evils being drinking regular pop.
No question.
Because you still have a lot of sugar. It's still not good for you. And so what we're talking about is limiting the amount of any kind of pop that you would be drinking because it's just not healthy for you.
Well, maybe.
And I have said, well, diet's okay because, it doesn't have any sugar in it and I'm not.
And
I'm
what do
not
I always
pumping.
say? But it's filled with that that chemical, so don't drink very
Which
much.
you've learned over time.
Which I have learned over
But
time.
when it first
I'm not
comes
that
out,
smart.
and you and 100 million other Americans are
Yeah.
drinking it. But we want this to be a solution-orientated show. So what's a solution? Okay, Joe, don't sit up there and tell us we can't do this. Tell us what we can do. What we can do, Shirley and I were talking about this the other day, is you could take something like, if you like that carbonation, carbonation is very soothing. And by the way, I love soda pop. I have just been fortunate enough to, it's been many, many years since I've had it, but I still love it.
Well, but carbonated water, those bubbles, they quench your thirst.
It does.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
it's soothing.
It is.
So here's what you can do. You take something like Perrier, 8 or 12 ounces of it, and you squeeze in lemon and lime. Okay, you mix it together, and then you could take 1, maybe 2 teaspoons of sugar, which is still going to be, there's 10 teaspoons of sugar in a can of cola, okay? Just to get a little bit of sweetness, and you've got the lemon lime flavor, and you will find it as a very good substitute.
It is delicious.
So
A
let's
Perrier with
offer
lime
solutions.
or
That's a
something
good
like that,
idea.
Yeah. Well, hey, we do have a couple of viewer questions about this soda and pop. What about those new zero sodas? Are they okay to drink?
Well, here's a good, rather than specifically zeroing in on that one product, here's a good rule of thumb. Anytime you look on the label and you see hardly any calories, okay, and it tastes real good, there's a chemical making that happen,
Especially if it's sweet.
especially if it's sweet.
Yeah.
One of the things that's crazy, you talk about getting around the labeling laws and stuff, these food giants who I'm convinced have done more harm to this country than the tobacco companies. One of the things that's crazy is these kids are walking around drinking this water fortified with vitamins.
Yeah, that was another
That-
question, by the way.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
and just
it's a
kind of
viewer
jumping the
question.
gun here, but that it has the same chemicals in it. It's got either aspartame or one of these other chemical flavorings in it. It doesn't have the dyes in it, like some of the
Yeah.
commercial drinks. Okay, but then they throw a few vitamins in there, a sprinkling of B vitamins. Say contains 4 different vitamins. Well, so what? One little granule of those vitamins versus the harm that chemical is doing to that kid. And most parents are like, when I talk to them about that, their mouth's hanging open.
Well, yeah,
they're like,
'cause
I'm a good parent. I know you
they
are,
think
but you got to
they're
read the
do-
labels.
But you got to read the
They
label.
think they're doing good because the kids aren't drinking pop, they're drinking
Right.
this. Yeah, well, whatever.
And we're not here to
Common
discourage.
sense.
I just want to say over and over, there are choices. We're not here to say, well, it isn't about eating tree bark. There are many choices. And keep watching, keep learning, and you'll have solutions.
Right. Well, to most people, the list of healthy breakfast foods is rather short. Grapefruit, a hard-boiled egg, maybe bran flakes. But coming up, Joe's going to add pancakes to the balanced health table in our healthy cooking segment, so stay tuned.